host for tonight's webinar. We've got a very, very exciting webinar for you tonight. Lots of new information, a couple of great announcements. We will be going over some of the material you may have seen before, but there'll also be some new material. And so we'll try and keep it moving fast. I've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to get on with it. Just for your own information, as I said, I'm the president of the company. The company is owned by Dr. Ruja Inyatova, and we'll be going through her bio very shortly. I've been involved in network marketing myself now since 1985. That makes 29 years. I'm a 29-year veteran in this industry, and I'm sure some of you on the call tonight have also got a lot of experience in this industry, and because it's exciting to see the number of really high caliber leaders who are joining us in this pre-launch period. But the thing is, you know, if you've been around the industry for a period of time, as I have and some of you have, you know, it's likely that you've been involved in more than one different type of product. I mean, cryptocurrency is totally new for me, as it probably is for you. Raphael, there you go, 23 years from Ghana. I didn't even know they had network marketing in Ghana 23 years ago, so it just shows you how much you learn. But, you know, cryptocurrency is new for me. Before this, I was involved in various other projects, some environmental projects, and I've been involved in skincare and nutritional supplements, health products, jewelry, you name it. You know, that just goes with the territory when you're experienced in this industry. But I have to tell you, the OneCoin concept, the OneCoin project is really the tip of the iceberg, the cream on the cake, rather, for me. It's the most exciting thing I've really ever come across, because it really checks all the boxes. It answers all the questions for me. Not only is it totally virtual, it's totally legitimate, totally real, and totally legal, which is, they don't often go hand in hand, as you may have come across in other opportunities. Let me go through this, and I'm going to attempt to answer your questions and give you a really good overview of where we are with OneCoin. Okay, so firstly, we all want to ask these same questions when we look at any kind of company. When you're evaluating a company, you want to ask yourself these kinds of things. Well, what is it? You know, what is OneCoin all about? You also want to know who is behind it. It might be a great idea, but you know, the person who is controlling it, do they have what it takes? Do they have the necessary knowledge, experience, caliber? Are they the right caliber of person to actually take it to the top? Is it legal? Is it something that I'm going to do and regret? Or is it real? Is it something where there's actually a product or service that people who are not part of the network are willing to pay for? For me, that's an acid test of whether an opportunity is legitimate, personally. Then I'll say to myself, well, how do I make money? Well, actually, with OneCoin, as you'll find out, we actually have two opportunities. We have both a cash flow and income opportunity, which is our network, building your team. We also have a capital growth, capital gains, or asset opportunity. You know, most MLM companies offer you an opportunity, if they're good companies, to make a lot of money, and that's, you know, good cash flow and good income. But very few of them give you an opportunity to build real wealth. And frankly, when you look around you at the people who are known to be wealthy in the world, they usually have assets, and assets are really what it's all about. So with OneCoin, you actually get an opportunity to build a real asset that can yield dividends for many, many years to come. Then I'd say to myself, well, is it simple? I mean, it's great if it answers all the other questions, but can I do it? Can my next door neighbor do it? Can my cousin do it? And when you have a look at our compensation plan and our concept, you'll realize it's actually very simple, but it's very fair and very lucrative. If so, then what's my strategy? What's my short-term strategy? What's my medium and long-term strategy? Do I want to make some quick money and exit, or do I have a longer-term strategy? Either way, I still need to know what my exit is. How do I get out of this and get all the money that's owed me? So what is OneCoin? Well, it's a new type of cryptocurrency. If you've never heard that term before, basically it's a digitally created currency based upon advanced mathematical algorithms. It's basically a computer code or a formula. And this formula, this algorithm, has a fixed number of outcomes, solutions, or in our case, coins. In our case, we are actually able to produce or mine 2.1 billion coins according to our mathematical formula. Bitcoin, which is the one most people have heard of, which was the first one, was only able to produce 21 million coins. And as you'll see shortly, that is partly why Bitcoin has had one or two bumps in the road along the way. Now, OneCoin, by the way, is not a pre-mined currency. We didn't go out and mint or mine a lot of coins and then say, okay, we're going to go and sell them to members or the public. We're actually giving the opportunity, the exclusive worldwide rights to mine the coins to our members. In fact, I prefer to call them, or call you, miners. We are building a network of miners, and it's the miners who will create the market and mine the coins. Therefore, you keep the lion's share of the profits yourselves, rather than buying them from someone else and paying a markup. The plan's highly lucrative and also very simple. As you'll see, we haven't tried to reinvent the wheel. In my opinion, that's always a mistake with compensation plans, with companies. They come out with complicated plans, and people then have to spend hours or days learning the plan when they could actually be out making money. So we've kept the plan really simple and something that doesn't need a lot of learning or relearning. How do you know it's real? Well, one way of knowing that is it will be traded on a public exchange. In other words, that means that there will be people outside of the network who will be willing to exchange money or value for the OneCoin. For me, that is an acid test of whether a product or a commodity is a genuine one. We say it can become the next successful cryptocurrency, and you're going to see why in a second. Firstly, let me just give you a snapshot of the Bitcoin story. Bitcoin now started in January 2009. That's about nearly 6 years ago. When the first Bitcoins were mined, they came off the mining, it's called the Genesis block. The first ones that were mined were sold on the market at 10 cents. That's dollars, 10 US dollar cents each. Within less than 2.5 years, by May 11th, that had risen to $35 each. Well, 10 cents to $35 means it's gone up by 350 times, okay? I do not know any opportunity, any product, any service, any investment, stocks, shares, property, you name it, a legitimate investment that can give you 350 times your money in less than 2.5 years. But it didn't stop there. In fact, by about this time last year, it went to over $1,200 in value per coin, $1,200 per Bitcoin. It has since come down a bit, and the market's dropped and stabilized, and there are reasons for that. I'm not going to go into huge detail on that tonight. But you have to know this. Bitcoin is now nearly 6 years old. They've mined about 50% of the coins which are available. It has a market capitalization at the moment of the $3 to $4 billion range, and that's simply multiplying the number of coins that have been mined by their street value, so to speak. Okay, so that's the Bitcoin story. Either way, it's a phenomenal story, and it is really the darling of the investment industry at the moment. There really isn't anything better to put your money into than cryptocurrency, and here's a very simple reason for that. Because it's based upon very strict mathematical principles and formulas. A cryptocurrency, a legitimate one, and you have to be careful, there are some fakes out there as well, and things that aren't real, and there are ways of telling. But a real cryptocurrency is based upon strict mathematical formulas and principles, and is limited to a fixed number of units or coins they can produce. As I said, in our case, it's 2.1 billion. What's the reason for that? What's the benefit of that? Well, one of the benefits of that, the obvious benefit, is since you can't produce any more of them, you cannot produce inflation. You cannot create inflation. Therefore, you cannot devalue it. This is what the governments of the world do with our money every day in the fiat currencies. In the US, they have the US dollar, and in your country, you might have the euro or whatever. And the central banks, when they get into difficulties, simply just print more of them. But really what they're doing is, by flooding the market with more dollars and more euros, they're actually devaluing what everybody already has, because they're diluting it. That cannot happen with a cryptocurrency. This is actually the first recorded offline Bitcoin transaction. In 2010, a man bought a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoins. In other words, I guess and this is a true story, the pizza owner, the pizza shop or pizza restaurant owner probably didn't know what Bitcoins were worth. He said, well, look, I'll only give you a pizza if you give me 10,000 of them. Well, that was worth a few weeks ago over $7 million actually. Since the price readjustment, it's probably down to about, say, $4 or $5 million. Either way, it's still the most expensive pizza in the world. Do not make that mistake, is all I can advise you, of using and spending your OneCoins too early before you really realize the capital gains. Why is OneCoin better than Bitcoin? Everyone's talking about Bitcoin because it's the most well known. OneCoin is the new kid on the block. Why is it better? Well, number one, it has a more advanced algorithm, more advanced formula, so to speak, more security amongst other things, and of course we can produce 2.1 billion coins. Having a smaller denomination actually makes the coin more usable. See, 2.1 billion coins means that it's unlikely or less likely that any individual coin will reach up to 1,200 US dollars in value. It may more likely reach up to, say, $120 in value per unit, which means that it's actually much more accessible and usable as a currency, a real currency for many people. We also have the One Exchange, which is our own internal trading platform, which will eventually become the external and public platform when we go public with this. The One Exchange is a centralized trading environment, so that produces higher liquidity and less volatility. One of the problems with Bitcoin is that there are many different exchanges where you can go and buy and sell Bitcoins, and they all seem to be doing it at different prices. Well, of course, that's crazy for trying to keep a commodity or a currency stable. And that is one of the downsides of the decentralized approach of the Bitcoin model. Ours is a much more centralized approach, and in fact, we have a dedicated management team responsible for the strategy, responsible for attracting merchants, and building the OneCoin brand. Yes, we will be attracting merchants over the course of the next year. Companies and businesses who will accept the OneCoin as a currency if you wish to pay with that. As I say, in my own opinion, I would hold on to it. The other thing about it is that the OneCoin is mined in mining pools, so you're not going to need very expensive servers and hardware to start finding and mining the coins. This is the case right now with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as I said, they mined about half the coins, and in the beginning, it's easy to mine coins. You can find a lot of them quickly, and they're cheap. As you get increasingly find more and more, it gets increasingly harder to find the rest of them. And of course, the price goes up because the resources, the cost of producing or minting them or mining them increases proportionately. So you will be mining the coins in mining pools coordinated by the company, by OneCoin itself. And of course, OneCoin is at an early stage. That means it's very interesting for investors. Why would you want to join, get involved in trying to make money out of Bitcoin, which really is already peaked, it's already very mature. The opportunity is really over. It's still a viable and valid currency, of course, but really, wouldn't you rather be in at the beginning of something that you know is going to grow? And another thing, as you can see here, OneCoin uses KYC procedures. Now, KYC stands for Know Your Customer. These are the Know Your Customer rules that every bank must follow around the world nowadays when it comes to finances to prevent money laundering. You see, Bitcoin, being anonymous, had some problems because people were using it through various channels on the internet to buy drugs and weapons and so on. This cannot happen with OneCoin because of KYC. We know exactly who owns which coin. And the reason, the value there, in my opinion, as well, is that I believe that that's going to make it much more attractive and viable for merchants and vendors to start using and accepting the OneCoin as a legitimate means of transferring value. Now, this question came up earlier today, and I think it's an excellent question. That's why we made a slide about it. One of our members in the United Arab Emirates sent a question into support because he was getting questions about how secure is OneCoin, because you might hear some scare stories about people losing their Bitcoins for whatever reason. Well, let's explain that. In terms of security, the OneCoin is extremely secure. Firstly, the coins and the tokens cannot disappear as they could with Bitcoin, and the reasons are threefold. Number one, we have a centralized database. With our clients' encrypted e-wallets and accounts, we back up this database several times per hour. Bitcoin does not have a centralized database like this, so whoever gets your keys can hack and steal your coins. So if you're keeping your coin, which is your basically computer codes, stored on your laptop and someone can hack them, you can lose your coins because there's no way of tracing those. However, we can track all transactions, and even if there was a crash, the coins wouldn't disappear as we back up all the time. The coins also do not currently leave the e-wallets. They're transferred internally in the system. Later on, of course, they will be used externally. But if someone hacks your account, we can track immediately who did it and restore the balance. And lastly, before the money leaves the system, there are different checks and balances to be made, which is, of course, the KYC procedure. So if someone steals your money and they're able to try and transfer it out of the system, they have to provide bank account details and so on. So in other words, it's a very, very secure cryptocurrency. Let's look at the facts here. OneCoin is a brand new cryptocurrency with a new modern algorithm, more advanced than the Bitcoin one. The Bitcoin one is already 6 years old. That's like driving a car with 6-year-old technology versus a brand new car today. Which would you rather be in? Many people want to know who is behind the company. That's very important. Well, firstly, you need to know that I'm the president of the company. My name is Nigel Allen. I do not own the company. I was very fortunate to be hired by Dr. Ruja Inyatova, who is our owner and founder, and frankly, a brilliant academic and brilliant businesswoman. And I'm very thrilled to be in this position to be able to help bring this message to you in the field. Dr. Ruja, and I'm going to just skip over some bullet points here, just so you know, she is a qualified lawyer. She actually has a master's degree in law from Oxford University. She has a master's degree in economics from Constance University, and also a PhD in law in European business law from Oxford and Constance. After she finished her studies, she actually became one of the youngest partners ever with McKinsey & Company, which is one of the most prominent management consultancies in the world, like Arthur Andersen, PwC, and so McKinsey & Company. And when she was there, of course, she was working in corporate banking, private equity, asset management, risk management, and so on. This is, can you hear me? Has the sound gone? Let me know if you can hear me. You can hear me? Okay. Someone was saying they couldn't hear. Okay, I'll carry on. She's also a former CEO and CFO of one of the biggest asset management funds in Bulgaria, a highly qualified woman, all the time achieving all of this before the age of 34. At McKinsey, she worked with Sberbank, Unicredit, Allianz, Raiffeisen, so she has a huge and deep understanding of the banking industry. Now, you may have noticed the news if you follow our Facebook page, and if you don't, you should. Go to facebook.com/OneCoin and then the digit 1 and like our page, then you'll get all the updates. If you saw the news there, she's now been nominated a second time for Businesswoman of the Year in Bulgaria. She won the award in 2012. She was awarded Businesswoman of the Year in Bulgaria for international business. And to be nominated a second time, in my opinion, is quite outstanding. So that's, this is really something that you can feel proud of when you go out to talk to people and represent our company and our opportunity, that the owner and leader of our company is actually won Businesswoman of the Year and has been awarded nominated a second time. She's done projects with major banks like Deutsche Bank. She's consulted with other cryptocurrency companies. Bitcoin's not the only one. She's also published 2 books, one in German and one in Chinese. Just very quickly, here are some of her awards and certificates. You see the first one here is a master's degree from Oxford University. I'm showing you this just so you know, that this is actually exactly what we say it is. And here are her books, one in German, and here's the Chinese one. Okay. In fact, when I was in Hong Kong last week, many people were saying, and when it's Chinese, well, can we get our hands on the book? Because they want to be able to go around and show it to people. Say, look, this is the person who wrote this book is who's owning our company, because it gives credibility. It's all about credibility. What about the company itself? Well, the legal entity is actually based in Gibraltar, which is part of the European Union, but a tax efficient part of the European Union under the auspices of the United Kingdom. So there you go, 2B 143 Main Street, Gibraltar. However, a lot of our operations and IT is done in Sofia, Bulgaria, which is where Dr. Rouge is from. We have an IT team there, and customer support, translations, you name it. And when we start the mining, we'll do this from 3 different locations, 2 in Europe and 1 in Asia, but those will remain secret because of security reasons, for obvious reasons. Now, you may be thinking that OneCoin sells coins. We do not sell coins. Our core business actually is the sale and distribution of education products. We call it the One Academy. And our education packages, number one, start from our starter package at 100 euros and go up to 5,000 euros. And they are literally different levels of education on how to trade cryptocurrency, how to make money in cryptocurrency, and so on. How do we know what we're doing and the product we're dealing with is legal? Well, firstly, you can see here there's a legal opinion letter from an established law firm, the original here, which is in our website, by the way, for download. So there you go, Bredenbach Rechtsanwalt, legal opinion on OneCoin. And I won't read it all out, but it says here, in our opinion, the OneCoin is a legitimate product limited to 2.1 billion. And then it goes on to show you all the countries in which a cryptocurrency and what we're doing is considered a legal commodity. Okay, so if you have any questions about the legality, I think it's fair to say a German law firm would not stick its neck out and say something's legal if it wasn't. In fact, you have a look here and you see the Wall Street Journal is talking about Bitcoin. When you have things like cryptocurrency now being traded on Wall Street and certain countries wanting to tax the capital gains, I think that's a fair indication that something's legal. In fact, these 2 people here, the Winklevoss twins, if you may be familiar with their names, they were early investors in Facebook, and I think ended up with possibly a couple of $100 million. They have set up their own Winklevoss Bitcoin Trust. Now, how can you tell that something is a real cryptocurrency versus a fake one, for example? Well, one way, again, is that a real cryptocurrency has a blockchain, and that's what this is here. It's really a series of numbers showing all of the transactions and the coins being mined, and this will be streamed live in our website in your back office. So you will see the coins actually be coming into existence. Okay, so we have our own blockchain. This happens to be a Bitcoin blockchain. What about our office? Are we real people? Well, here's a good question. So here's our office in Sofia in Bulgaria, and you can see some IT team and customer support and finance and so on. So yes, of course, we have real officers and real people doing real jobs. Now, what is the One Academy, which is our core product, as I said? Well, it's basically 5 levels of training and education on how to trade and make money with cryptocurrency. It gives you the skills you need. It has interactive material like videos, presentations, and quizzes. In fact, just from levels 1 and 2, one of our members confided in me the other week. He said, look, you know what? I traded stocks and shares about 5 years ago and I lost a lot of money. Just with what I learned on levels 1 and 2, I would have saved that money. So I guess what he was saying is that, you know, whether it's cryptocurrency or stocks and shares, you know, the trading principles are probably the same. Now, even though the products we sell, the packages, are education packages, we actually also give you some free items in those packages, one of which are called tokens. Now, the tokens can be traded or bought and sold between you and other members on our internal exchange or trading platform, which is custom designed and bespoke for us by people who really understand proper financial and bank trading platforms. This is not a game. You can use the tokens, however, to buy slots or buy your positions in the mining pools. So you have choices. You can either have a short-term view and sell all your tokens at the highest price you can, make money and cash out. Or you can decide to hold on to them and use them to purchase your slots in the mining pools. In the beginning, when we start mining the coins themselves, which is about 4 to 6 weeks away, you'll be able to basically exchange 5 tokens for one coin. Okay, so you can see why it's in your interest not to sell your tokens necessarily, but to accumulate and acquire as many tokens as you can in your token account, because those will basically yield more and more of the one coins. And remember what I said in the beginning, you get a lot of them very, very cheaply. And if you just sit on them, they're going to rise in value. Here's a screenshot of our back office, just showing you actually the different training levels. Is just 3 of them here, level 1, 2, and 3. So you click on that and you go through the quizzes and you know, do your homework basically. And in fact, if you don't complete 60% of it accurately, you can't even go to the next level. Now, someone said to me, well, what if I don't want to do the training? What if I want to just, buy and sell? Of course, it's not mandatory. Of course, if you don't want to follow the training, but why wouldn't you use what you've already paid for, and it's valuable training anyway? How do you pay us? Well, of course, we are a global company. We just started really about 6 to 8 weeks ago, and we already have members in fact, I need to check. I'm not sure how many countries now, but probably 40 or 50 different countries at least. And you can see the ticker in your back office as members join. All the new flags are coming up. So we needed to have methods for people to be able to pay and get paid internationally. Well, firstly, of course, you can wire the money to us, to our bank account in Sevilla. We also have something called the OnePay system, where you can actually pay money into an account in your local bank, which is the OnePay bank account. So you're only having local charges then. You can also use the Perfect Money e-wallet if you have that. We also now have credit card payment options up to 1,030 euros. Okay, so you can use your credit card to get started and pay the balance by wire transfer. There's no problem there. And I'd like to announce also tonight, for you, those of you who understand this, and those of you who have contacts in China or Singapore or Malaysia, that we've just been approved for China Union Pay. And so within about 2 weeks, we will be accepting China Union Pay as a method of payment. Now, for those of you who don't know that, China Union Pay is something used quite extensively throughout China and in Chinese communities in Singapore and Malaysia and so on. And it's another symbol on their bank debit card. So it's similar to a Visa or MasterCard or whatever, but it's basically a bank debit card. It takes the money straight away from their account and pays. So and this is fantastic, since every bank account in China has debit cards with China Union Pay as a payment option. What can you do with the tokens? Well, I already mentioned this. Well, of course you can sell them. You're entitled to sell your tokens, cash out and make a profit. Or you can hold on to them, and there's a couple of reasons why you might want to hold on to them. Number one, after about 90 days, now the exchange has started, once we hit a certain trading volume, all packages will split or double the quantity of tokens you have. So whatever tokens you have sitting in your account at the time, you will get double the amount. If you've got 60,000 tokens, they will become 120. Now, all the packages split. The Tycoon package, which is our premier package at 5,000 euros, will actually split 2 times. So those 60,000 tokens in the Tycoon package will become 120, and then they'll become 240. Now, imagine how much leverage that buys you in the mining pools, okay? Because it's the more tokens you have, going into the actual mining, the more OneCoins you can actually generate. And the OneCoins, in my opinion, are the real end game, so to speak. This is where you're going to make your real big money, because you're going to see capital growth like you've probably never seen before in your lifetime. Here is a screenshot of your dashboard when you log in as a member, and I'm just showing you this so you can see really all the information you get. It's called a dashboard for obvious reasons, is where you manage your business. You can see along the bottom that this is a moving stream there of flags showing all the new members coming in. So it shows you all the number of tokens you've got, how much cash you have, how much bonus you've earned, how much gold you have. Something I haven't told you yet. Every package gets free gold coins from Aurum Gold Coin, a trading partner of ours in Dubai, which also makes a cryptocurrency, but they back every single one of them up with 1 milligram of pure gold. And so all of this is basically how you manage your business. You can see here your profile, your accounts, gift codes. You can buy gift codes to sell them and so on. Shows your network and so on. In fact, let's jump there. This gives you an idea of what your network tree can look like, your left and your right leg. And of course, if you hover over any position, it will show you some data and statistics on that person. Now, the One Exchange, this is also here, if you have a look, so it would be down here, and there's the One Academy, this is where you do your training, and the One Exchange here. So the One Exchange is our internal trading platform. This has been custom designed for us, very sophisticated trading platform. On that, you'll be able to trade interchangeably between your cash and your OneCoins and your tokens and your gold coins and make money. This is where you join the mining pools and so on. In fact, there are many modules in this, not all of which have been activated yet, but we started the trading almost a week ago. It was last Friday. So members are already selling coins, selling tokens and making money. We believe OneCoin is the future. Now, I actually personally believe not just OneCoin, that cryptocurrency is the future, because I believe that the financial system of the West certainly has some flaws in it. You know, since the last banking crisis of 2008, the governments in the West, in the UK and in Europe and in USA specifically, have been printing money like mad. They've been printing so much money that they're flooding the market, and sooner or later, this kind of fiat currency has got to have serious problems. You cannot just keep printing it and devaluing the market. Whereas a cryptocurrency, as I've explained, is immune from devaluation. In that sense, it's immune because you just simply cannot produce more of it. There will only ever be a finite number created. Ours will be 100% mined by members, so the profit stays with the members. You'll join a pool of miners. So again, you don't need huge servers and computers as you probably need right now with Bitcoin to find the rest of the coins. And that real-time mining will be watched by members in your back office through the blockchain stream. Remember this, early joiners profit from the low mining price and difficulty, okay? So, sorry, lack of difficulty rather, low price and low difficulty. Therefore, as it increases over time, the difficulty, the price increases, and it will be traded on a public exchange. Now, the bonus plan, very quickly here, just to outline the 5 different packages: starter, trader, pro trader, executive, and tycoon trader. So you've got 5 levels of education there. Of course, tycoon has all 5 levels. It costs 5,000 euros. And something to notice here, if you're a networker, there's 5,000 BV. So our euro price and our BV are identical. We're not one of those companies that says, look, we'll charge you 5,000 euros, but we only pay you BV on 3,000. No, it's 1-to-1. And as you see here in the Tycoon Trader package, you get 60,000 tokens. Well, if you did nothing else but sell all your tokens, if you were really short term in your thinking, the starting price of the tokens was 10 cents, and of course they're going to go up. But even at 10 cents, if you sell, and this is euro cents, if you sold all 60,000 at 10 cents, that's 6,000 euros you'd make. It only costs you 5,000. So it's really the best deal, in my opinion. You also get 2,500 Aurum gold coins in your package, which is really a kind of thank you from us. So that's 2.5 milligrams of gold, 2.5 grams of gold, I'm sorry. And you also get a One card, which is our debit card for receiving commissions. There are 8 different types of bonuses. Here's the one card here. As I said, it's a very simple but classical binary. Okay, I won't go into huge detail. Direct sales bonus, that's basically all your personal sales. You sponsor me, I buy a Tycoon package for 5,000 euros, you make 10%. Very simple. Network bonus, you sponsor me or someone else sponsors me and I'm on your weaker leg. I buy a Tycoon package, 10% of that, you get paid the business volume, you get paid 10% of that. So if one Tycoon package happens in your weaker leg once a week, that's 500 euros right there. Okay. Matching bonus, one of the easiest matching bonuses I've ever seen in the industry, and very, very attractive. Your full-time permanent qualification for matching bonus is simply 2 personal sales of a trader package, which is 500 euros or higher, one on the left and one on the right. Now you're permanently qualified. And then, according to which package you have, you can get up to 25% on your 4th generation. Of course, as you can see, Tycoon package gives the most matching bonus. I'm going to show you a couple of examples very quickly. I'm going to concentrate on Tycoon because, frankly, to me, this is where the money is. But of course, you can see everything else, see whatever you get as a trader and so on. I made 2 assumptions that the people in this example are making 100 euros a week in network bonus. Well, that's not hard to believe when I've already shown you that making 500 a week from network bonus is entirely possible. And of course, that you are qualified with your minimum 2 sales left and right, 1 sale left and right. If you did the very basic business building of finding 2 people, helping them find 2, helping them, and going through 4 generations, if they're all earning, say, 200 euros per week, sorry, 100 euros per week, you would make 620 euros a week just in matching bonus. This excludes any other area of income. Of course, you can see here what a trader would make, pro trader, executive trader, etc. But that is below average because in our industry, the average is somewhere between 2 and 3 people. That's industry averages. Some sponsor, 50 or 60 people, some sponsor nil, but the industry average is somewhere between 2 and 3. So let's imagine instead of just sponsoring 2 and teaching them to get 2, let's say you do 50% more work. Now you get 3, help them get 3, etc. through 4 generations. Let's see how that changes this number from 620 to 2,785. Okay, that's just doing 50% more work and doing really what I consider an average job. You find 3, help them find 3, help them find 3 through 4 generations, and get them up to a point where they're making 100 euros a week average. That is an entirely plausible figure. But you're not average. Everyone on this call are leaders. You're early adopters. We're just getting started. So the fact that we've got all of these people from all these countries on the call tonight, you are people who've caught the vision. So let's see what would happen if you do this as a leader. And you're going to get at least 5. And you're going to help them get at least 5 through 4 generations. Let's see how that changes your matching bonus potential. 18,425 euros per week just in matching bonus. Okay, that excludes any other kind of income. Of course, the others are still making great money, but it doesn't go up by anywhere near the same amount. Now, you may turn around to me and say, well, Nigel, it's going to take me quite a while to find 5 good ones and help them find 5 and so on through 4 generations. It might take me a year. It might take me 2 years. I would say, well, so what? What's 2 years? How long has it taken you doing your previous job or your previous business to get to 18,000 euros a week? Or are you even making that amount a week? So if it takes you 2 years to achieve this, good. That's not a problem. Spend the next 2 years, spend the next year, how long? Some people, by the way, will achieve this in 2 months, 3 months, not 2 years. Depends how fast you want to work. And this is just matching bonus, by the way. We have another bonus called Startup Bonus. Within your first 30 days after you join, 10% of all direct sales you make an additional 10%. So you've already made 10% direct sales bonus, you'll make an additional 10%. The only qualification is you generate over 5,500 euros in BV. One Life bonus, I won't go into that really. It's a simple rewards program. Outside of the plan, it's really a loyalty program, just like airline club rewards or hotel rewards and so on. So you'll be able to save these points up and trade them in for holidays and luxury watches. And how do you get these points? Very, very simple. Sign up early, because everyone who joins the company after you, so here shows you examples of, if 250,000 people join after you and you have a tycoon package, your points would be going up by 6,500 per day. Okay, so you see this accumulating in your back office on a daily basis. So again, there is nothing to do except sign up early, because everyone who joins after you anywhere in the world will add to your One Life points. Now, what I will show you next is our leadership program. I said that we were going to be announcing that this evening, and I know many of you have been looking for that. The benefit of the leadership program is we've already got a very lucrative, a very fair, and very simple compensation plan without a lot of catches. Now we're adding something extra to that for the people who really want to go the extra mile. And this is where we're going to be recognizing you at events and conventions and so on, and giving you extra awards for your efforts, and you will deserve it too. So basically, here it is. You're the first people to see this. Recognition and rewards program starting 1st of November 2014. That's 2 days away, okay? Each successive pin status or rank will be achieved based upon your monthly business volume, okay? In your weaker leg and also your total volume. The first level is the sapphire position, and the top position is the crown diamond position. I'm going to show you in a second what you can get for those things. All right, let's have a look. So sapphire, all you need to do to be recognized as a sapphire in our organization, in the OneCoin business, is to have a qualifying total volume of 7,000 BV and be matching bonus qualified. Matching bonus qualified, what does that mean? You've sponsored one trader or higher on your left and one on the right, okay? You get a sapphire pin and certificate from the company. Ruby, you will get an iPhone 6 or equivalent. By the time you make it, it might be an iPhone 7, who knows? All you need is 10,000 in your weaker leg. Now remember what that means. That's just 2 tycoon packages. It's not that much. And a total qualifying volume of 40,000 points. Again, to do that, you need to also have sponsored 2 sapphires. Okay? As you can see a pattern here, you build your team by helping other people achieve your level. Emerald, it goes a bit higher. Emerald pin and certificate. You're going to get a MacBook Air. Your qualification, 40,000 euros in your weaker leg, 80,000 total volume. Qualification, sponsor 3 rubies. Okay, so here's where it starts to pay dividend if you start to build more than one leg. Diamond, you're going to get the trip of a lifetime. Whether that is a 2-week holiday in the Maldives or a trip to I have no idea, Monaco, you name it, the Caribbean. These are the kinds of holidays and trips that the diamond trips will be. And to achieve that, you need 80,000 in your weaker leg, 200,000 in total volume, and to have sponsored 3 emeralds. Then we start getting into really serious stuff as well. To become blue diamond, you get a diamond pin and certificate. You get a Rolex watch or equivalent. 200,000 in weaker leg volume, 500,000 in qualifying total volume, and to have sponsored 4 diamonds. By the way, notice what we're doing here. These are additional rewards and recognition for doing what you should have been doing anyway. This isn't anything different. You would have been achieving these kinds of targets anyway in the course of building your business, okay? So this is extra rewards and recognition. There will be no feeling like getting up on stage in Hong Kong or in Monaco or in the Caribbean or wherever we do these events and awards. and receiving a Rolex in front of everyone, in front of your whole team for what you've achieved. Then you get to Black Diamond. Now we're getting to the serious stuff. We're talking about gold Rolexes, okay? And really the pinnacle of our business is the Crown Diamond. And you will get 500,000 euros worth of Aurum gold coins. In other words, you can actually sell those for 500,000 euros cash. Or hold on to them, trade them, do whatever you want. But 500,000 euros worth of Aurum gold coins for our top achievers, and of course the recognition that comes with that, and a Crown Diamond ring. So that, by the way, this will be, or the Seychelles Island, absolutely, Raphael. But of course it will be at a 5, 6 or 7-star resort, wherever we choose. And this, by the way, will be in our back office. You'll be able to look at it and download it, and I will be uploading this to YouTube later. What are the Aurum Gold coins? Well, you've heard me talk about it. This is a partner company of ours based in Dubai, and they are a hybrid cryptocurrency where they actually back every single coin with 1 milligram of solid gold stored in a vault in Dubai. All our members receive, depending on their packages, free gold coins in their package. As you saw, the Tycoon package gets 2,500 of them. Even a starter package gets 50 gold coins. So this is really the company's way of saying thank you for joining us. As well as your trading academy, as well as the tokens, you're also getting the One Life points, you're also getting the free gold coins. So there's lots of value in your package, okay? I mentioned splits earlier. Splits are where the company decides at a predetermined time, once we hit certain targets, that all tokens in your account will double in quantity, okay? Now that will allow you to do all sorts of things. As I say, I would hold on to them and use those towards your slots in the mining pools. That's just me. The Tycoon package, by the way, will split 2 times. Every other package will split 1 time. So again, you're going to make some decisions and choices along the way. Very quickly then, this is the trajectory of a typical cryptocurrency. In the beginning, it's easy to mine and the price is low, and the yield is high. You get a lot of them. As more and more of the coins are found, in other words, there's less and less to find, fewer and fewer to find, the mining difficulty therefore increases, the resources required to mine increase, and therefore the price increases. This is just mathematical certainty. Now, let's apply that to OneCoin. You see, Dr. Ruja, if you remember from her bio, she has extensive background in both finance and law and banking. So she does really pretty detailed financial modeling. And so this isn't idle guesswork. The OneCoin will start being mined and trading in about a month to 6 weeks at 50 euro cents. In other words, it will take you 5 tokens to yield one coin at that time and that price. That's why you need as many tokens in your account as possible. Those will conservatively, in our opinion, rise over the course of the first 12 months to 2.50 euros. At the very minimum, you're getting 5 times your money in the first year. I personally think that we'll way shoot past that figure because, of course, this depends on the growth of the network. The more people who join, the higher this number becomes. And I believe that our recruiting numbers will simply explode over the coming months. As I said at the top of this call, just before we started, there were 3,640 people registered as miners with the company on the front of our website just before this call. That's over 1,000 since I sent out the October 20th newsletter 10 days ago. Okay, so in the last 10 days, we've put on another 1,000 people. This is going to accelerate. Okay, so this is what you can expect in the first year based upon sophisticated projections. Let's look at the 3-year plan. Well, take this and extrapolate it out. Over 3 years, on the conservative side, we estimate you'll your OneCoins will rise to 50 euros in value and possibly even 100 euros. And again, remember what I said, this could go to a lot more than that, simply due to the growth of the network. You know, we're starting to hit the Chinese market already. There are 1.3 billion people in China alone. There's 1.2 billion people in India alone. There's 500 million people in Europe. There's 300 million people in North America. See where we're going with this? The numbers are staggering. And when you have a look at Bitcoin, which actually had that we actually did an analysis on Bitcoin because it's all transparent and it has to be with a cryptocurrency, and found out that actually there are only no more than about 250,000 people worldwide who own more than one Bitcoin. So out of the 10 million Bitcoins that have ever been mined, there's no more than about 250,000 people owning more than one. There are probably quite a few people who own half a Bitcoin and a quarter of Bitcoin because the price rose too high. But those are significantly small numbers. When you look at network marketing and what we can do, we are going to be, yes, I know the mistake on the slide. Thanks for testing. We're going to correct that. I saw that earlier. We are going to be way exceeding those numbers. 250,000 people and 21 million coins. We're going to have, in my opinion, 2 to 5 million people in the next 3 to 5 years, and that won't even be with all the coins in circulation at that point. So again, if you're taking a long-term view, and in fact, let's talk about strategies next. If you're taking a long-term view, as I would try and hold on to my tokens, not sell them, and use them to buy as many slots in the mining pools as I can when the coin is cheap, and then sell the coin when it rises. This is going to solve your financial future worries, okay? And in fact, ideas. You can take a short-term strategy, which is where you cash out quickly, you sell all your tokens at the market price of 4 to 5 months. Even as a pro trader at 1,000 euro pack, you can make 2 to 3,000 profit. As a tycoon, you can make 30 to 45,000 profit based upon projections. The long-term strategy, this is more conservative, but over 8 to 12 months or 24 months, and you put your tokens into the mining pools, as a pro trader, you'll make 19 to 39,000 euros profit. By the way, this is without sponsoring anyone. This is just on your pack alone. And a tycoon, 235,000 to 475,000 euros in profit. Well, frankly, I would buy as many tycoon packs as I could afford. That's just me. And of course, you can have a balanced strategy as well, where you can sell some tokens to recover your initial investment, and then, as they say, you're playing with the house money, and that's what you can do there. Lastly, of course, this just talks about our MasterCard. It's a MasterCard which you can use to draw out your commissions in ATMs and spend it in the world. Of course, the other way you can get your commissions out is to have it sent to your bank account. And the third way also is you can use your earnings in your earnings account to generate gift certificates, gift codes, and sell those to people, and they will give you cash. Now, just very quickly before we wrap up, a couple of other announcements. The leadership program I've announced, the credit card, we will be having China Union Pay in 2 weeks. You probably noticed on the Facebook page that Dr. Ruja was filming in the office in the last 2 days. So we'll be making a new film about OneCoin. Dr. Ruja will be in Asia starting next week. So if you have contacts in Singapore, Malaysia, Kuching and KL, or even Hong Kong, there will be opportunities to see her and possibly meet her in person. And certainly come to the event. We'll be doing an event in Singapore on the 5th, and in KL on the 6th, Kuching on the 8th, and then we'll be going to Hong Kong 10th and 12th if you've got people there. We won't be doing an event in Hong Kong, but if you have members there, you want, leaders you want to introduce, we might be able to squeeze them in. All of this will be sent out in a newsletter in the coming week, okay? So all this information. I'm not sure if she's going to have much time to visit us while we're in Thailand. But as you know, I am based in Thailand, as is our masterminder, Sebastian Greenwood. So I'm always going to be available to come and meet people, do presentations for you, and help you build your business in Thailand, Kenshiro. Okay? So, you know, with now spreading out, and that's one of the reasons that I'm going to be doing fewer of these webinars, because the pace of keeping up two a night at different time zones is getting more difficult, especially since the clocks went back in Europe last week. So I'll be announcing a new webinar schedule because I'll be on the road a lot, and so we'll have to fit around that. So it's likely I might do, you know, one or two for Europe and one or two for Asia during the course of the week. But thank you so much. We've taken almost our whole time here, and you've been trying to reach me in Thailand for 3 weeks now. I'm here. Write to me at nigel@onecoin.eu. I'm living in Bangkok, so I don't know why no one's passed any message on to me. So if you're trying to reach me, get hold of me, okay? I'm willing to help. That's my job. That's why I was hired as president of the company. I do three-way calls on Skype. I'll do one-on-ones, you know, person-to-person meetings. You know, I'm a good old-fashioned networker. As far as I'm concerned, belly to belly is what it's about. I love meeting people. So I'm here. My job is to help you succeed. My job is to help you build your business and become financially secure, and that your family can become financially secure. And if you can see, Jim Rohn said this, one of my favorite mentors, if you could see what I can see, you'd be doing what I'm doing. And with that, I say thank you and good night.